It's a beautiful day to be beautiful, which you are. If we're being real, you know, a lot of the times people are passive aggressive with you or directly aggressive, telling you all sorts of things that just rub you the wrong way. They make you want to, you know what I mean, kind of revolt and throw a tantrum towards the world, filled with anger and letting out some of your despair upon others. But I'm very fortunate in my own life to have the opportunity to tackle once and once again, every single day almost, an opportunity to grow. Meaning somebody challenging my patience, somebody or in a situation challenging my willpower or the like, but specifically patience, because we live in a very selfish world anyway, and it just so happens that, you know, I'm not gonna say the names, but some of the closest people to me in my life test me every single day. I don't hold it against them, for I know that they don't do it on purpose. They probably don't even realize that they're doing it. But I found something to prove more effective than the whole shebang of tackle hatred with love, because that's all very pretty words. And I'm sorry for the background noise, if there is. You can't see it because it's like dark outside, but there's a bit of a storm. Anyway, and so there is the whole premise of you don't beat hatred with more hatred, you beat it with love. And that's very true. But on a lower scale, everyday situation, somebody trying to tickle you the wrong way, little passive-aggressive comments that just, you know, make you be on edge quite a lot. It's far easier said than done, and it is more noble to pretend that we can have love at all times. But it is hard to be the bigger person at all times, because that's essentially what that is. To be forgiving and to be loving, even in the face of your foe, even in the face of adversity. But it's unrealistic. It is not true that you will have the capacity to summon love at all times. There's a few reasons for it. One, because we feel it's unfair that we have to be the bigger guy or girl, because we simply cannot summon the courage to be permanently loving, and other reasons. But I'll focus on the first one. It's unfair. It's unfair that somebody gets to unleash on you, gets to be horrible to you, and that you're always the person that says, alright, well, I'll tackle everything with love. I'll be somebody that sets the differences away and does not care too much about what they may have said or may have called me, and instead I'll focus on the great things that unite us and make us alike. For we are more alike than different anyway. But the thing about all of this is, if you're in a position where you are the one constantly giving to the world, you're only really getting half of the photo, of the frame. Even if you chose to say, well, I want to be the bigger person anyway. I want to be that person that summons courage in me anyway. I want to be that person that's totally free and totally willing to go the extra mile into the horizon, seeing what I'm capable of. Well, let me tell you a truth about that person. The person that is totally free as we strive to become. That person understands that sometimes humor is not only an easier choice, but a better choice. Sometimes humor lets the other person see how unfair they are, how wrong they are. Sometimes humor is also a key to not only serve the lesson, because you can achieve this through love, but also achieve joy. If you respond to hatred with love, maybe you will appease the other person, but hardly will you make them feel remorse, or will you make them feel like they've learned something, because they got away with it quite simply. But if you tackled it with humor, it said something to you which was like ridiculous, and you responded not literally but also ridiculously as their original statement, you not only make the dynamic be of the both of you on equal term, as if you were kind of bickering at each other, but you will also translate what could have been a very upsetting and frustrating type of conversation and tone in the conversation into one that was more playful and more I don't know the English word for this, but yeah, more playful, let's say. It's the problem with being a polyglot. I speak a lot of languages, and sometimes, let's say I'm making an English video and a word in French will come to my head like fais-toi plaisir, which is an expression for go please yourself. It sounds bad as a direct translation, but it's actually a really fitting expression for when it is used. I mean, duh. Anyway, I would encourage you and myself to keep on persisting through love and trying to become more free, yes, but realizing the gift of applying humor in a lot of these occasions where people may be passive aggressive with us and other things, and instead penetrate through all of these layers of difficulty that we have with one another into love, and rejoice at the great gift that lays on the other side for all of us. I know it's hard. A lot of the time you may be trying to be that person that is the bigger person, like I am trying to be. Well, I have some encouraging words for you, and they are simple. Keep on keeping on. Don't give up. Push through and try to tackle it with love. You will also enjoy your experience more, and it will feel like less of a burden, because in some sense, humor to the ridiculous statements that may be thrown at you feels like some sort of retaliation instead of acceptance, which is what love is. Anyway, that's all for today. I got some food here: broccoli, potato, mushroom, beef, rice. And remember, it is sunny when you smile.